everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rabya and welcome to video number 18 for me. Today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new Morphe foundation and concealer for you. That's why I have a bare face starting off the video. And yeah, I just want to let you know how it works on my brown skin and my oily skin. So for reference, I am a MAC NC42 and a NARS Syracuse. Those are my perfect matches. And I have pretty oily skin. So let's just get into the review and the demo. And so I did moisturize a little bit extra with the LMS Pro Collagen Marine Cream, and I also went in with the Smashbox primer water and filled in some of the pores that I have around my nose area with the Cover FX blurring primer. This actually comes in new packaging now, but this primer is really good for filling in your pores. So I did all of that to prep my skin, and the foundation that I got is the shade F3 100. So I thought that this undertone and everything would match really well. I did hear a few controversial comments about the undertones. I didn't really notice it in person, but someone said the lighter shades were a lot more yellower. But I feel like this is a pretty good undertone for me. And then it did say neutral, warm, olive, so I feel like if you go into a store you might be able to like match yourself better. But this foundation does come in 60 shades, which is great, and it does retail for $18, which I do think is a little expensive for an affordable foundation. I got the Morphe M439 brush for half off. That was like the sale that they were having, that if you bought this you got this for 50% off. So I think I got this brush for $7.50. So yeah, we're just gonna go in with the foundation. To apply it, I'm just gonna dot it onto my face where I need it. I'm gonna blend it out the brush. So I'm already noticing this is a pretty funny undertone. It looks really muddy. When I swatched on the back of my hand in the store, it didn't look this shade, but it looks really like yellowy green on me at this moment. I don't know. It's funny. It is kind of funny. It might be just that it's a little bit, I don't know, I don't think it's too dark for me. I just think the undertones, it looks like we have like this thing in Pakistani and I think Indian culture as well, they do it, but it's called haldi or the mayu, and you put like a turmeric paste on a bride and it looks like that. Yeah, this is a funny undertone. So I'm done fully blending it out. Yeah, the undertone isn't that great, but I do feel like it's sitting a little bit better on my skin. I did get like kind of, again at the store I matched it on my hand and it looked like it was gonna be fine, but this dried really dry too, like almost like a clay mask. And I did moisturize and I have oily skin, so maybe if I wear it throughout the day it might sit a little bit better, but I don't know, I don't really like the way it's finished right now. And I do still see some of my acne spots coming through. And this shade honestly just kind of in person really dulled out my skin. It makes my skin look really insanely dull. But I really do like the brush. The brush is really soft and it did blend in everything really nicely. I don't know. I think I just need to try this out in a different shade and maybe it'll look better to me, because I do not normally prefer matte foundations just because of, again, my oily skin. But yeah, this is really... Next I'm going to go in with the Morphe concealer. This was also new, and this I got in the shade C225. Ugh, the pores, I don't know if you can see. Do you see all of the pores coming through? Usually the foundation settle into my pores a little bit later in the day, not so quickly, but... And that primer does help right now. And I'm going to conceal down the center of my... And so to blend it out, I am going to use the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray on the sponge. And I'm also just going to mist myself with it too, just because I feel really dry and like tight. I don't know how to explain it. So I'm just going to mist myself and blend it out really quick. I don't think that concealer is blending into the foundation really well. I do typically always go a little bit lighter with my concealer just to lighten up and highlight my face, but I don't think that the concealer is meshing in with the foundation really well. And also the concealer did dry up really quickly. Okay, so that is the concealer and the foundation applied. Honestly, everything feels really dry. Like, I don't know, if you don't want to set it, I feel like you'd be okay, because even the concealer feels pretty set. and it's not creasing like that bad on me, but if you like, it might crease if you have drier under eyes, and just to combat that, always use eye cream anyways, but you could use eye cream. But it is kind of setting itself, but just for the sake of how I enjoy to do my makeup, I am going to set my face, and I'm going to use the Hourglass Mineral Translucent Setting Powder. I just like this one because it's not drying, it just kind of sets everything. It doesn't change the color of anything, it just lightly sets it. So I look really matte right now, which I do like because of my oily skin, but everything is just settling and accentuating everything. So I feel like if you have dry skin, this will definitely like cling on to things. If you have really big pores or a lot of texture because of acne or anything, I don't think you're going to like this very much, just because it accentuates it. And again, I did moisturize a lot heavily, like more heavily than I would naturally, and although I think prepping your skin is really important, I don't think you should have to go take extra steps just to wear a foundation. I don't know, but I want to see how products sit on top of this, so I'm going to go in actually with the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder and go on top of this. This is something that I do enjoy using, so I do know it works really well. That's why I'm using something I know, kind of making my skin look a little muddy, but it's just not blending as smoothly as I'm used to it blending on my skin. And again, over here, I don't know if you can tell, like it didn't really cover up much, and I did go in with a little bit extra right on top of there just for more coverage, but it didn't really cover it up. So I don't know if I can say I believe the whole into the whole coverage. So I'm just gonna go into the Sigma blush palette, and I'm going to go into the shade Pora de Rosa right here, this shade. I'm just gonna blend that onto my cheeks. Oh, I do want to say that I didn't buy the Morphe setting powders because those for sure looked really weird to me. Like in terms of like shades, like those looked really red and muddy, and I wanted to buy it to do a review, but I was like, I just don't see myself using this. Like none of the shades look like they would really work for me, and they all, again, like the darker shades looked really red orange. The powder itself just had this weird look to it. I don't know if it was because someone swatched it aggressively, but yeah, I didn't want to pick up those powders. Okay, you guys, so I'm just gonna really quickly do my eye makeup and the rest of my face really quick and come back to wrap up this video, so see you in a bit. Okay, you guys, so I just finished doing all of my makeup. I did use the Morphe 35O, so this is an old goodie of mine. It's actually really old. They actually changed the packaging on it. But this is a beautiful, like, warm toned palette, and I just forgot how much I loved this palette. Like, the shimmers are so pretty and the mattes are really gorgeous. So Morphe eyeshadows are honestly really good. They are worth the hype that is surrounded by them. So I do suggest Morphe palettes, and especially this 35O palette. If you don't have a neutral palette, this palette has everything that you need. And I also used a Morphe liquid lipstick for the first time. So this is a Morphe liquid lipstick in the shade True Story. It's what I have on right now. It's a pretty nice nude, and I like that it's matte but comfortable. So my lips don't feel dry or cracky, which is totally the opposite of what my skin feels like right now, but it's a really comfortable moussey finish. So I don't know if it I'm not even seeing transfer, but it just has like a nice consistency to it. Now, for the foundation and concealer, they're really dry. That's all I have to say. I feel like right now my skin, the foundation kind of did mesh in. I blended it in enough where it doesn't look as crazy yellow and green, like really yellow and green as it was. So I don't know if it just settled into my skin, and the warmth of my skin kind of meshed it in a little bit more. And although I love matte foundations, this just feels really dry. This really feels like a clay mask. Like if you have oily skin, you might enjoy it as long as you moisturize a lot, or if you have problems with things like becoming greasy on your skin, you might enjoy this. But if you have dry skin, I don't think you're gonna like this at all. It's really dry. It really accentuates textures on my pores, my pimples, like everything. I feel like it accentuated it. I want to go back and maybe try to get another shade and see, and maybe do like an Instagram update with it, but for right now I wouldn't really suggest this foundation. I feel like Morphe has some really great products, but this foundation is not that great. But if you do have an oil that you like using, or maybe like just skincare, you could probably mix it in and make it work for you if you do have it. The concealer, I do like, I mean, I don't think they say it's self-setting, but I do kind of like that it does kind of self-set. It didn't on my skin, and I have pretty creasy and dark under eyes. It didn't really crease into and accentuate my under eye lines or wrinkles, and so I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the color of it. Again, it dries really quick, so I want to try this with another foundation and see if it's the concealer that dries that fast, or if it was just the consistency of the foundation that messed with the concealer. But it was really hard to blend out if like when I was working on other sides of my face. Like this side, I blended this first, so it was pretty easy, and then the rest of my face was pretty hard to blend out. But besides that, I don't really mind it. I do think it has decent coverage for a concealer. It's not a Tarte Shape Tape or what did I just get? A Huda Beauty concealer, but it has pretty decent coverage. And this one I forgot to mention is actually $9, so it's not that bad for a concealer. And okay, you guys, and that wraps up the video. I really hope that you guys found this helpful and that the information, I relate it well enough to help you make a decision on whether or not you want to buy the foundation or concealer. I do suggest Morphe eyeshadows, Morphe's lipstick, and Morphe lashes are really good as well. But for the foundation and concealer, I wouldn't like stamp approval on it. But if I am going to go and get another shade of foundation and do an Instagram update, so make sure you follow me on Instagram. It is just at Rab's Beauty. So just follow me there and see what I think when I get a better shade match. And yeah, you guys, that is it. I really hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day. If you did like the video, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!